Hey everybody, happy Thursday. We are back again. Sorry for the few minutes of delay. We're having a little bit of a tech issue. Hopefully, as the episode goes on, we will be fine. But today we have a very good topic. The topic is, first of all, I got to welcome everybody to for all the viewers that we have here to Remax Facebook Live interview, the Voices in Real Estate. This live interview will take place on a weekly basis for real estate industry for the real estate industry to learn and become better real estate agents. And within Remax, we believe in strength in numbers, where people are open to share their experiences and knowledge with others, so Remax agents and the rest of the industry can better serve our clients. So the topic today is what agents are looking for from their leader. And I think throughout this whole COVID situation that we're experiencing the past 2 months, leadership is a very important part of it. Because leaders, a lot of times during good times, leaders don't seem to stand out as much as during tough times. Because during tough times, you have to have a lot of different, ways to engage people, where true leaders will have to step up in many sense. So then today's special guest is Akash Bedi, owner of Remax Executives in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And he was also the 2019 Multi-Office Broker of the Year for Remax in Western Canada. So let me try to get him on here. Just think we're maybe running a little bit of a tech issue here.
Hi, Kingsley.
Hello. Here you are. Hey, Akash, how's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Is it snowing over there in Winnipeg?
Yeah, the snow is causing our connection to be kind of wonky today, so I apologize if I cut out.
All good. Actually, I've been now with Remax for close to 3 years, and I still remember when I first joined. You were actually one of the first broker owners that I met. It was in San Francisco. We had a broker owner conference, and you were just sitting down eating your lunch, and I thought I'd come over. I think I was the one eating salad. Not so much these days, but we had very good chat there. I recall very clearly. And you have been a fantastic leader. Now that I've talked to you for a couple of years down the road now. So
thank you.
Maybe give yourself a brief introduction so people know exactly who Akash is. And then we'll start the discussion.
Sounds good. So Akash Bedi, I am a broker owner of Remax Executives Realty in Winnipeg. We have 3 locations and 94 agents. I'm a second generation realtor, born and raised. All I have in my blood is real estate. My father is on my team. He's still selling. He's now at 41 years in the business. And so this is all I've done. I have one team member as well. My background is biochemistry and sociology, and somehow I fell into real estate. I started 18 years ago as a realtor, and this is now my 5th year as a broker owner. And the journey has been very fun. Every day I'm learning lots, and the key to my survival is a supportive wife and family who understand what I go through and what I do.
Right. Awesome. Biochemistry. Did you say that?
Yes, biochemistry.
Wow.
BSc.
Wow. You should be in the lab right now.
Well, a lot of my friends that are epidemiologists they have their hands full, and I'm chatting with them with this COVID stuff. It's moving fast.
Awesome. Actually, we have Katrina on here live with us in BC, and also actually your good friend Ishak, and also Kara from St. Albert here. And Akash disappeared just now. Not too sure why. He's coming off and on here. Let me just try to. Sorry, everybody. Let me try to get him back on here for a second. Uh, Actually, I don't know where he went. He's trying to. Well, I know he's trying to get back on here. You guys can just give me 1 second here. Trying to contact him, and he is back, I believe.
It's just
Yeah,
something, I'm not sure what's happening with the connection here, so just a weird setting.
I think you might just have to tap the phone a little bit once in a
Yeah,
while.
okay.
Uh, yeah, no, it's all good, all good. No, I was just saying that you've got Ishak here, and I know you know Ishak very well from
Yeah,
BC here, and also Katrina and Kara from St. Albert saying hi to us. So let's get started.
sure.
And obviously, even the 3 years I've been with Remax, I've seen you made some really good changes, both personally and through the brokerage itself. Maybe talk a little bit about that. What kind of changes you made, and to become the leader you are. Obviously, it's never difficult to be an owner, and kind of be a leader for everybody to get everybody engaged. So maybe talk a little bit of, first of all, what your mindset was and what kind of changes you actually made um, to be where you are today.
Sure. So when I got involved as a broker owner, I knew I had a lot of challenges on my plate, meaning from where I took over to where I wanted the company to go, I had a vision, I had a roadmap, and I had to figure out the steps. And the biggest thing was I had to have the right mindset, and I have to had all my ducks in a row before I can go step by step. So I spent a lot of time researching and getting to know what realtors like, what they wanted, what they need, and what they're not being serviced with. So I made a roadmap, I put a strategy in place, and I started working on my skill set to hone and to develop and grow and meet the need and the demand of what's there.
Right.
So along the way, we knew we had to grow the offices and really find out what realtors need and what they wanted. So a lot of the realtors that we hired new to the industry and from competing brokerages, when I took the initial phone call, it was more of a warm call because they already knew, they've already done their research and know what Remax is about and what our brokerage is about. So we took that different approach, and the meeting that we had with them was more of a casual conversation. We didn't try to sell them or try to recruit them. We just wanted them to be comfortable and to get to know the broker and what our office culture is and what our vision is. So those things
Right.
really helped us out a bit.
So
Um,
traditionally, I guess you made some really good points there, because traditionally, and I guess in the past, maybe when you talk to clients, it doesn't matter if you're recruiting or I guess you're trying to get a listing, you try to sell a lot of what you offer. But in
yeah.
your case, you actually try to understand people
Mhm.
first,
So
and then tell them what your vision is, right?
that's right. So initially, the conversation that we have when we're growing the company is, I don't want quantity, I want quality. And if the realtor and I are not on the same mindset of what our vision is at Remax Executives, what they want, I mean, ultimately, a realtor is here to change lives and to make a decent and a good living. However, it's in between. It's the off-market stuff. It's the stuff when they're not working that's really important to me. Is who am I working with? So when we interview realtors, and I still do face-to-face interviews.
Oh, where did he go? Here, let me try to get him back here. I think he's having some phone issue disconnecting. Oh, he's back. He is back. Let me get back on the screen here.
My apologies.
All
Yeah,
good.
I'm having technical difficulties today.
Just kind of tap your phone once in a while.
Yeah, we're trying this here. So when we even, have seasoned, experienced, or experienced realtors that want to join us, we want to feel like that they're welcome and that we have the same mindset. That's more important to me. Once we get past that initial conversation and we're comfortable with each other, that's when we talk about our fees and our plans and what we offer. Um, the vision and that the mindset's really important to me. So I look at that first before I even give an offer for someone to join us.
Right. So, I mean, it's obviously because, like I said earlier, even from where I first met you and now,
Mhm.
I think your leadership style changed, right?
Yeah.
And how would you, how would you think about, what kind of leader as a leader? How have you changed in terms of that to
So
kind of help your agents?
sure. So one of my roles is that I'm heavily involved with our association here, our board, as well our provincial association and our regulator. So I've been on the board now for 3 years. And with that, I am a director, I'm the chair of finance. So I have to make crucial and critical decisions every day for our association. And with that came hours and hours of leadership training. So the board has helped me get the training I needed. I went on my own, did some online research, online courses for leadership, just to make sure that the ship that I'm steering, the direction I'm taking our company in 2020 is going to be stronger and better than 2019 and 2018. And what I have planned for 2021 will be something even stronger. So again, baby steps we're taking day by day. But with leadership, with what the agents see in me is they want somebody who's going to give them sage, sound advice and who thinks critically and is going to make sure what we're doing is reasonable and in their best interest or our client's best interest.
Awesome. And I know you're very you love taking that responsibility to look after people. I think that's one of the really good qualities that I know of you, and from your agents too. Because actually, we started promoting this, and I got a couple of your agents saying he's the best, and so forth like that. And I mean, it's not easy for to have agents openly say that kind of stuff unless you're really good at what you do, and you are. And I think taking on that responsibility and actually educating yourself more to be a better leader. Because I mean, leaders are, a lot of people think leadership may be a natural thing, but it really isn't, right? Leadership is something that you can. It's a mindset, first of all, and you can train yourself. And you have to find ways to continue to be better at what you do overall. That's like taking on roles from the council, or taking on roles in community to make yourself a better leader overall. And you've done a really good job in terms of in that sense. And let's talk a little bit, since we talked about leadership and brokerage and things like that. There's a lot of disruptors out there in the real estate side of things, and I mean, there's different type of brokerages for different type of people. Remax has
Right.
its own culture, as you know very well, and there's ones that are a little bit, offer a little bit less, and there's ones that are maybe virtual, for example. So in your point of view, and you're more of a full service brokerage, and because you commit yourself, dedicated
Absolutely.
yourself to the 90 so odd agents. And what are your views in terms of what the difference between a full service and and a not a full service, I guess, um, brokerage itself?
So a lot of the cloud-based brokers out there, I mean, it's an option that's happening now. It's technology. It's the evolution of our industry. However, the key to survival in this business is relationships. A realtor from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and going forward, the relationship between the client and the realtor and the broker and the realtor is never going to go away. That relationship is nurtured, it's built, it has to be maintained. And a text, an email, it's not going to suffice. It'll answer a question. But a lot of the times when problems arise or misunderstandings arise, it's because of miscommunication and emotion. Realtors have problems with another realtor usually due to emotion. So a virtual model that's going to take less money from you or less overhead or a less of a split may not have the resources to meet with you and look after your needs, whether it is that client or whether it's going to be a broker looking after an agent. Some of these cloud-based models have one broker for an entire province. That's not enough. We looked at this and said, okay, if this is coming to my province, my city, I want to make sure I have enough brokers that can meet with my agents one on one, have a phone call, have a conversation, help them. The other challenge we see is that for realtors now entering the marketplace or that are in the marketplace, English may not be the first language. And sometimes to make sure we communicate properly with our realtor, whether it's to help them navigate a condition or a subject to that has to be dealt with, a lawyer, a home inspector, a mortgage specialist that is causing some ruffles in a transaction, and we need to work to keep it together, that face to face meeting with our realtor sometimes can help solve that problem where you have a piece of paper and you can write out the words, you can draw a diagram, and make sure you communicate. So that communication is really important. Yes, all brokerages have, technology in place. You have apps to do what you want to do. You can do 3D tours, virtual tours, digital photos and video. But for most people, the transaction is really important. For most home buyers, this is their first and largest transaction. A lot of them need to have a live person to deal with their anxieties and needs. For some investors, they don't care. They'll buy a property sight unseen, and that's fine. This model could work for some, but for some of the disruptors that are out there trying to change the model and offer residual income, offer, sponsors that you bring in and you're going to have income off of them, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a black and white pyramid scheme, and doesn't matter if you're, listed on a publicly traded company, it's still a pyramid scheme. So the relationship between the broker and the realtor is really important.
Yeah, and you started off with the word relationship, which is very important, because at the end of the day, we're still, I guess, human beings, right? We're still human beings. We still need to, you still need have that physical attachment. And even when you talk to, there's many surveys that are done, and when you talk to a person, I mean, you absorb and you make judgment of
That's right.
what the person is talking about. 60% of it is it's the human expression and everything like that, and that helps. That's really ultimately what helps build relationships, right? And the second part of it is responsibility, which we covered a little bit earlier, of a broker owner. So if agents need help, um, you're directly, and you're one of the guys that actually travel out and meet with your agents if they need
Absolutely.
help. So it's you're there, right? You're just there
Mhm.
for them, and instead of a person seeking and waiting for you to get back, you actually would take a good operator, a full service operator, would actually take that responsibility and take the initiative and go and help the person itself, rather than you sitting at your desk,
Mhm.
having waiting for people to, I guess, knock on your door, and and then see what you can help them with. But I think that's the difference between someone that's dedicated,
Right.
is that leaders, true leaders, and owners take that initiative to help their agents rather than being reactive and waiting for questions to come, right?
That's right. Yeah.
and
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 mhm.
yeah, and like yourself, you take all these responsibilities on board level to understand what's really going on. So you're fully prepared to help your agents.
That's right. Yeah. So one of the things we do use is social media. I mean, I love to engage with social media with my agents on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and I'll look through what they're doing in their lives. If it's if they've suffered a loss or if their child is celebrating a birthday, just a quick text, it'll go a long way just to say hello and make them feel comfortable. And my realtors know that I care about them. So one of the key things is when I'm meeting with a new to the business or a new recruit who's thinking of joining Remax Executives, one of the things I'll put in front of them is a list of all my realtors, and I'll say, here's their phone number and email. Pick one, pick as many as you want, do a reference check, and call them. And they get this look on their face like, really? I'll say, call any one of them and ask them, what is it like to work at
Wow,
Remax Executives and work with Akash? Not for Akash, but with Akash.
that's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, it's that's not every brokerage can do that, and I'm happy that you're able to do that for new recruits and so forth. And I mean, the last 2 months everybody's been going through a tough patch with
Yeah.
all the COVID-19 situation. And in speaking of leadership, what have you done throughout the COVID-19 to get people through? And because I mentioned earlier is that it's really the tough times where true leaders stand out, because during the good times everybody's busy doing their own work and so forth, but it's during tough times where people that have that ability to be positive, be out there and communicating with people. So what have you done for your agents during COVID-19?
So, first and foremost, the most crucial thing in a time of uncertainty is for the leader to be calm and collected and do their research. No matter what happens, we're going to get through this. Real estate is deemed an essential service, so that's great. Um, we did have a lot of anxiety that our realtors faced, a lot of depression, and right on day one, as soon as we had a state of emergency and got locked down, I called everybody, I texted them, I emailed as they wanted, check in on them, and just let them know that we're going to be fine and we'll get through this. And we spent some time making sure we understood, we were on top of the situation. Our staff were very, very well with this. They were very caring and nurturing with the agents. We made sure that whatever decisions we made was for their interest and their health. So we have closed the offices to the public. We allow realtors in no more than 10 at the office, including staff. We have hand sanitizer stations. We have sanitizer available if they need, alcohol wipes. We have posters ready that they can give their clients and vendors on what to expect. So we created all the tools that they would need. We have everything done remotely. However, they're still welcome into the office. The second thing is that my personal leadership style changed in that they heard from me every second or third day, no matter what. If I'm just
Wow.
furloughing myself and going and saying, guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks when this is over or in a couple of months, no, that is not leadership. They want to know that if I'm working with this broker, he's on top of things, he is watching out for my best interest, keeping his hand on the pulse of the market. We send out market updates every 2 weeks now with what the board is doing and with what our brokerage is doing. Nothing to hide. If our market share has gone up or down, I let them know. If we had these many transactions and this is the difference between March 2019 to 2020, these are the facts. So we've done April, we've done March, now we're preparing for May for tomorrow, mid-month, and so they know what to expect and what our agents are doing in the office. So transparency is very important, and letting them know that I'm on top of this and I'm standing with them side by side as a realtor and as a broker. I'm not standing on top of them looking down.
Right. And you're basically with them, right? Like you mentioned, together. And actually, the word together has been used quite a bit, but in your case, you really are together with them because, like you said, I mean, you reach every single one of them every 2 to 3 days, and it's not an easy feat. Consider you have like 90 something agents, right? But you take that time to understand your agents, and then to help them. That's true leadership, and that's during tough times because you know what? A lot of people during tough times, you never heard of them, right? And because they're struggling themselves. And in fact, you might be struggling yourself
Yep,
because this COVID thing impacts your life personally and your business too, right? But
absolutely.
you're still taking that leadership role and standing up not just for yourself but standing up for your agents to get them all through this rough patch. And the good part about this is that we're coming to hopefully things are a little bit better now. I can't say we're coming to an end of it. Things People are a little bit more positive. They've been through a couple stages of from fear to learning what's going on, and now they're thinking about what's afterwards. And so, I mean, the support that you offer continues on, right? It might
Right.
change, but your mentality as a leader never did change. what you did change, but you adjust it through as things go on, and that's awesome what you've done for your agents, and
Thank
I'm,
you.
I'm really happy for you. Right. So no, and so we're coming down to almost half an hour here, and
Okay.
so we would like to your Remax hustle tip. What Akash's Remax hustle tip is. No, and it's not to don't suggest people to eat fast food in the car. I know
Yeah.
you do that. that's not
So everybody
that's not
knows
a
me.
hustle tip, okay?
Everybody knows I am in drive-throughs all day and having donuts. Uh, there's two. I've got two pieces of advice that I can offer everybody. One is pivot. The time we're in right now, COVID-19 has forced us to reevaluate how we run our businesses, how we conduct business, how we interact with each other. So with this comes a pivot, not a pause. We spent some time, all the brokers have, Remax done the research, they've given the brokers the tools and the technology and the realtors. So there's a pivot happening now. Relationships are really important, but the key thing that I can give you, my piece of advice, is be you. Just be you. Don't try to be something you're not. When I find realtors that have a different personality and want to be a different person, it causes problems. So my always advice I give everybody is, and especially when I interview them, is your success will come from you by you understanding and being you. That's going to help you grow.
Awesome, awesome. That is awesome because I think quite similar to that because I think the personality, the attitude, and the personality of a person is their competitive advantage, right? Because
Absolutely.
nobody can duplicate who you are, right? They might have the exact same tools, exact same training, but how you are and how you react to it or how you execute your plan is very different because of everybody's personalities are very different, right?
Well, we got the
Awesome.
technology for
Well,
this,
thank
right?
you. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Even though we had a little bit of a hiccup, but I think we went through pretty smooth at the end here. I
Yeah.
really appreciate your time, and well, maybe grab a fast food when we can meet each other sometime later. All right.
Sounds
Thanks,
good,
Akash.
Kingsley. Everybody enjoy
Okay.
your day.
Bye now.
Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah.